All right, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great Monday. I am back um, for at least like 3 days in Austin, um, getting caught up. If you've been following along, I was still posting some stuff, so you might not have quite caught it, but I was in Alaska from, I guess it would have been Thursday of 2 weeks ago through all last week. So what's up? We've still been doing the LinkedIn Lives, but now I'm actually 100% live here. And today is actually a really exciting day. I've got a whole bunch of kind of announcements for everyone and some things that I think are really going to be game changing for a lot of you if you've been following my content lately around ChatGPT, AI and sales in particular. Again, I can't emphasize it enough. The reason that I continue to talk about this topic is just its real importance to sales as we continue to, move forward here into terms of what sales is going to look like over, years to come. And so today's topic, is going to be an important one as usual. But like I said, I've got some pretty good announcements here. Just so I'm pulling up my LinkedIn Live so I can interact. And all right, love number 4. All right. What's good? Where are you joining from? Enroll. Joining from enroll. All right, cool. So let's jump into it. So I'm going to talk about, this is going to be an ongoing theme. So first announcement, myself and none other than Mr. Kevin Dorsey are going to start, we're launching, and again, I'm going to drop the link in here too so you guys can get early sign up here. Mr. KD and I are launching a complete series around everything I'm going to walk you through now. Kevin and I have literally been in the lab working on this idea around how to utilize AI, what's the future of AI going to look like for a very, very long time. And as a part of that, we've realized the market needs help. The market needs support, and the market needs more and more ideas around how do I actually implement this stuff. So if you're a fan of my content, or you're a fan of Mr. Kevin Dorsey's content, I'm dropping the link in right now. What's going on in Scotland? Halifax. Oh, what's up, Aaron? I got to get back to Halifax. It's been too long. Sign up for KD and I's new adventure. All right. There we go. Boom. Another BDR. Kelsey, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. All right. So go ahead. I just dropped the link in the chat. Sign up now. So the webinar, we're going to be doing these 9 points every week or every other week of the course from now through the end of the year. And the reason we're doing this, Darian's an aspiring SDR. I love that. So anyone who's an SDR, connect with Darian, how he can help. A lot of my Canadian friends in the house. What's going on, my Canadian friends? I was just actually north of you, being in Alaska. So today I'm going to drop the 9 points. So I'm going to drop half of them today, the other half next week. Of course, that's how you do it. You don't drop it all at once. Tim, an aspiring customer success manager. I love that. So let's jump into this, okay? The 9 points of the sales process. Why we're doing this. So again, if you're a big fan of Kevin, if you're a fan of mine, you know I've been talking about AI for a long time. KD's been starting to talk more and more about it. We've tried to distill down throughout the sale. There's a lot of noise around AI, a shit ton of noise around AI. What we've tried to do is distill down to the core. Where are the areas within the sales process that you should actually care about? What are the areas that, when you think about your sales process, there's like, oh, I could use AI for better account prioritization and this. Yeah, great. All those are amazing things. These 9 points, when we looked at the data, we both agreed this is where AI, generative AI in particular, can have an immediate impact on your sales career. And Tim, you're an aspiring CSM. It can have an impact on you as a CSM as well too. Next week, I'm going to talk about some use cases for CSMs as well. What's up, Patricia? Portsmouth, New Hampshire. My dad actually used to have a cabin there. We used to go skiing in the White Mountains, which is where I learned to ski at Cranmore. If you ever grow up, or if you're ski in New Hampshire, a lot of ice. That is my That is my hot take on skiing in New Hampshire, if you all have ever done that before. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the points here. I've got a quick deck as well. I will share this with you. Do me a favor in the comments or sign up. Here's the link again. Sign up in the link, and I'm going to send you a version of this deck that I'm going to walk through, which actually has the prompt examples. We're also going to be starting a Notion community that's going to help you all if you want to stay on top of some of these things. The Notion community will allow you to see a lot more of these prompts. So if you're interested in the Notion community, sign up again right here. Very simple as a part of this. Okay, so without further ado, let me just launch into this bad boy here. Let me pull up. I want to pull up the one that has. I'm going to pull up a different one here. Well, here we can just pull this up. All right. Let me see. Let me know if y'all can see my screen here. Share screen, prompt examples, share. All right, there you go. So without further ado, today I'm going to cover 4 of these, okay? I'm not going to cover all of them today because there's too much time I need to spend as a part of this. As usual, do me a favor, leave your comments, questions in the comments as well. If you're joining me here, make sure, leave them in there. And I'm very excited to go deep with a lot of you on this topic. This is going to be a very important topic that I think for a lot of you, you're going to need. And what I want y'all to think about is what we've tried to do here is say, okay, if I wanted to be excellent at a specific role, what are the points I should care about around generative AI? Forget all the other noise. Forget everything, right? What are the points I should actually care about? Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the first one, which is SDR research on a company or industry. Okay, get over here. Okay, again, just so you all know, these are some of the I'm going to give you some examples in here as well too. I cannot tell you how many of you, and just go ahead, you can toss a hand up in the air or a thumbs up. How many of you are using ChatGPT and I saw a lot of SDRs for research? Put your thumbs up, clap, whatever. This to me, my friends, especially as a lot of you as SDRs, well, maybe not all of you. Some of you want to aspire to be a greater leader. I can give you some insights there too. But a lot of you want to book more meetings. Okay, you want to book more meetings. I cannot tell you right now, if you saw my post yesterday, which I was just sitting typing, I can't believe some of these posts, I have no prediction on what posts are actually going to go viral or do really well. I talked about what not to do, okay? What not to, okay, so a lot of you, I love this, okay? A lot of people are using it for research. Let me tell you this. It is the number one most impactful way for you as an SDR to amplify your research, okay? You can start to feed it. You can copy. Kelsey said ChatGPT is my new BFF. I love that. I think I've got to say, Kelsey, I think it's a lot of folks. What's going on, Rain? Rain's just up the road, DFW. I'm down here in Austin. Rain's using ChatGPT daily. Need to do it. So what I want all of you to do, for a lot of you, what I love to hear is like a lot of you are already using ChatGPT. What I want you to think about today, and again, I'm just going to cover 4 of the 9 today. Next week, I'm going to cover the last 5. Is the quality of the prompt determines the quality of the response. So again, you can think about how I'm researching this company. What should I know? Here are the use cases, right? Here are some different things. Here's their product. Here's the technology, right? Okay, then competitive landscape. What do people care about? Around any of these, then start to go deeper. I'm a VP of sales. So let me I want to help you guys to take this deeper, okay? I'm a VP of sales, okay, who cares about these topics. I work at ThoughtSpot. I care about this, 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 and this, right? The personas. How could I put together a message that might resonate with that persona given their business, right? So continue to think about this. How would I think about this, right? So here's another one. Act as an expert sales development rep who has experience selling sales consulting work to other companies. Here's an example of the business that I work for, okay? Right? Here's some more information I gathered that I would like to sell into, right? Based on the industry, I'd like to learn a few things. 1, pain points, etc. So now look what it does. Now look to where we get to. The more we dig in and get specific, the other thing I want to give you all some feedback on is understand, again, for those of you who may know this or not, for some of you, you're like, yeah, Jake, of course we know that. Each ChatGPT thread is its own brain. It doesn't actually build. Now, there's ways to do this on the collective behind the screen or behind the scenes, but that's another conversation. So just think, I could create a persona-based stream that really just helps me to get to know that persona better and better and better. But look at this prompt here. So after going to the next level, not just research the company, what do they do? Go to the next level and the next level and the next level. How do I have better conversations? How do I get right? Any industry pain points, 3 talking points I could use, why someone might say no to our services. I love this one. Why might someone say no? Then I can lead with some of that content, right? So then as you get into this content here, here's a great response. Here's what people are doing. Again, make sure sign up for the event, the AI Unleashed. That's where you're going to get kind of more details on the Notion community that we're building and some other things, but start there. Right? Look at all this. I mean, my God, look at all this stuff it does, right? If I'm trying to sell Scaled to ThoughtSpot, right? ThoughtSpot might have cost concerns, right? Especially with a fast growing business model, right? In-house expertise, right? They might believe this, right? So there you go. Research. A lot of you, I saw a lot of thumbs up going up around research. That to me is a really, really good one. Okay, let me go back. My talking points. I'm going to pull up the next one here too. Yeah, I'll talk about messaging and persona, but the next one I want to get into, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about this, just kind of conversation wise. Gianluca, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing amazing. Sign up here. We're gonna drop all these in this, so just sign up there if you'll get access to the slides. The other one that I want to talk about, again, so the SDR use case, we've got meeting preparation. Look, I'll talk a little bit about messaging, but if you can imagine, the second one is after I've done my prep and research, now have it start to write messages for you. This is what a lot of you are probably doing. But I'm telling you right now, the reason the messaging that ChatGPT produces sucks and that you don't use it is because you don't go deep enough on the prompts. So if you're going to use ChatGPT to help you to write outbound messaging, go deep on the industry, the company, and the individual buyer persona and what they care about. Continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So again, number one, preparation and research. Number two, crafting messaging against that preparation and research. Again, don't give up. What I see with a lot of people is the message that ChatGPT produces sucks. And so then they go, it's not going to work. Like, I don't like it. Doesn't work. It's not helpful. It's not perfect. Forget all that noise. Okay. Don't worry about it. Instead, the next time ChatGPT, and again, the second, so we've got, just to kind of recap for folks, one, again, one of the most important is prep, 2 is messaging, and then the third is follow-up. So I'll get into follow-up next. So I talked about prepped messaging. Continue to go back and look at what you're putting in. Like Brian here said, bad in equals bad out. And a lot of it too is just detail in equals detail out too. And so the more you can, and again, the more you keep some of your threads clean, because what starts to happen is, imagine if you're talking to like the smartest child on the planet Earth. Oh, this is a good analogy. This child knows everything except like human, like logical, like thought pattern necessarily of like continued thought. It understands some of that. So you can ask this child and it can return any answer that you really want. But as you start to go along and answering things and expecting them to contextualize everything that you asked it before perfectly, the child starts to meander, okay? And so think about a thread that you use in ChatGPT as an individual child, that what a lot of you can create. You might want to have 8 different children that you take down different different talk tracks, so the child doesn't get confused later. So if I want to really go deep on an industry, a persona, etc., I might have a whole thread just for an industry and a persona where I'm role playing with it. I'm asking a lot of these questions, etc. And then I might create a thread that says, for my next meeting that just says thought spot and then this thread, where I might say, I could copy and paste in all the previous history, or I could say in that next thread, knowing these things, which maybe is the last output from your one thread, how would you maybe adapt that for this type of business? Something like that. The third is follow-up. Okay, this is another really underutilized use case is follow-up. Okay, so for a lot of you, when I think of this, it's like there's a lot of you probably doing this, like call transcripts. If you use Zoom or Gong or some of these, they all have that. I love it for next steps. What you can do is you can tell it to kind of give you things in a table format, etc. Action plans. Imagine a world where I can literally download a transcript from a call and say, give me a 4 bullet point action plan for this call. I could literally download a template and do that right now. I could download and say, here's what it is. I could create a thread, again, one of my child threads that says, your whole job is to create follow-up emails for individuals that are looking to, that after I have a meeting with somebody, sorry, my son just came up. He just got back from football camp. Apparently in the first day, he got a little medal. I don't know what it's for, so I'll find that out after. So again, imagine I can create a child thread, and this child thread says, your job is to help me to write really good follow-ups to meetings that I have. I sell into this persona. I want to write an email that has, no more than 3 bullets for action items. And based on a few things that I type in, I want you to type the follow-up email for me. What? Again, and then you can just tweak it based on like that specific meeting. So again, for a lot of you, just think about the follow-up. Have a whole stream that its whole purpose in life is to help to streamline your follow-up process. Copy, paste, tweak, done. Saving 10, 15 minutes after every meeting. Okay, you can even upload the transcript, etc. There's a lot of different ways to use it for follow-up. Okay, last but certainly not least. Okay, I'm going to get into the AE use cases here. All right, I talked a little bit about follow-up for SDRs. I talked a little bit about preparation, but I want to take this to the next level here. Okay, I want to talk about for AEs now. So number 4 here is advanced. I'm going to call this later stage deal prep. And I'm going to toss in here, and Brian, you can think about how we want to, and I'm going to call this role playing. Okay. Too many people, it's so funny. We do all this prep for the first meeting, and maybe even we prep on the person, we go to their LinkedIn profile for the second meeting. And then what happens is we stop doing it. We're like, we know everything about the company. We know what's happening. Now I want you to think about advanced later stage deal prep and role playing. I have this persona. Typically, when I have my second meeting, and again, this is a prompt example. I have my second meeting. Typically, the VP of marketing is involved. After that meeting, typically then they bring something to the CFO. I've got some prompts, just so you know. Most of you are probably following me. If you're not, go to my LinkedIn profile, hit the bell. I actually am dropping a whole bunch of prompts later this week that will that kind of play along with some of this. So some of these specific prompts will be in there. My next meeting, I sell to VPs of sales. Here's our product, blah, blah, blah. Here's their pain points. Typically, marketing is involved next. And then after that, I have to go and put together a proposal for a CFO. For my next meeting, I've got 45 minutes. And I want to make sure that I address key people, stakeholders. Write me a sample agenda for that meeting. Boom. Now you can start there. Let's go deeper. I'm worried marketing typically has these questions during my meeting. How would that adjust your agenda? Or again, you could put all of this up in like the first prompt too as you get better and better. CFOs are I know are gonna ask for this, da-da-da. What should I put in this meeting to where they feel comfortable introducing me to the CFO? Again, I want you all to think about role playing here, okay? This idea of advanced prep and role playing is going to be, I used to do all of this in my head. I remember obsessing over meetings at, late at night, just being like, okay, this person does this does this. I want you to think about this big meeting, okay? And imagine a world where in that meeting, I can say, okay, marketing typically has this objection, and I'm really struggling for them to let me meet with the CFO specifically. What are the things that I could do? How could I rework this agenda or talk track to where the logical next step is that they want me to meet with the CFO? Again, I'm going to go back to where I started this conversation. Most people, again, a lot of us are already using it. I loved all the hands I saw go up about people that are already using it for prep. Most likely you are scratching the surface of what's possible. You're scratching the very beginning. I want you to think about that. Okay, so I've got my big meeting. Okay, now I've went through the process. Okay, marketing. Okay, they might not care about this. How do I get marketing to get more excited? How do I now, after this meeting, what are the things that I can talk about in this meeting to give me the highest likelihood that they will then bring me to the CFO or a senior level person? Think about being able to role play an advanced prep to make sure that you're architecting that meeting to get you the next meeting and the next meeting. Think about being able to do all this interaction, not just for the first prep. And again, I think we think a lot about prep as like just prepping for the first meeting. It's not. It's for all these other use cases. So that to me is the fourth key use case, advanced prep. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm dropping it now for the fourth time. So it should be very helpful here. I'm also going to drop something, okay? I am going to be out part of this week, but do not fret. If you and your company, I'm very excited about this kind of last piece. So these are the four I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the next 5 of the 9 next week at the exact same time, okay, as a part of that. All right? So I'm going to talk about the other, but I'm telling you right now, let's focus on the 4 I just talked about. Initial prep, getting up to speed on the persona, the industry, this individual, that company, etc. Taking that to write better and better and better and better messaging, not giving up, better inputs, more customized messaging. Follow up, making sure I don't have to sit there and recreate my follow up every time. And last, but certainly not least, the first 4 of the 9, okay, advanced later stage deal prep and role playing. This last one is one of the most slept on ones that you can possibly imagine. Okay, so we're going to be doing a webinar series. Again, me and my boy KD. I'm just like, Kevin. Here. Pumped to get the series going. It's going to start in August. All right. So join us. If you are somebody who is like, look, man, I want to get better. I want to invest in myself. Katie and I are working on this little mini like Notion community as well too, which is going to be a part of this. It's like $100 a year or something crazy. I've never done a course. I'm not really big into courses, but I do want to create something to where I feel like, you all will feel confident you're getting a shit ton of value. If I didn't think this was going to give you a ton of value, I wouldn't do it. So imagine a world where both for the webinar series and if you're interested in getting access to like all of our prompts, you can sign up on that Sales AI Unleashed webinar series with KD and I. If you or your organization is looking to implement some of this sooner than later, book time with me. I'm going to be out part of the week. I might hook you up with someone on the team, but again, I dropped my calendar meeting link in here, right? It's a very risky proposition with, I don't know, a few hundred people that have joined, but book time with me, right? And again, if I'm going to be out, I'll hook you up with somebody on the team. I cannot tell, your teams have to be doing what I'm talking about right now. I want you to think about the 4 things that I just talked about today. What is the potential increase in productivity if you implemented 2 of them? How much better will the quality of your meetings be if you do the step 4, advanced later stage deal prep and role playing? It's going to be exponentially better. Okay, I'm talking orders of magnitude. I can go ramp a rep or get a rep even better and better in weeks, not months. So for a lot of you out there, if you care about AI, if you're interested in some of our AI services, sign up for the webinar series, and that'll be kind of a precursor for the Notion community that we're launching. There's some other things that'll be cool about that. And book time with me. I love talking about this. I think you all know that. And this is the future. For anyone who wants to be an innovative seller, an innovative leader, You have to start to implement these 4, and then the other 5 I'm going to tease and talk about next week. So that's what I got for y'all today. Very, very excited about this. Very, very excited to continue the conversations, continue to be at the forefront here and help all of you stay at the forefront with a lot of this information. So make sure, tune in. And then actually, you know what? I got a webinar later this week that should be really great. I'll share that in the link afterwards with the team over at Admired Leadership. So if you check out Admired Leadership and Eli Perkins, he can drop in the details there. So if not, I'll see you for steps 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 next week. Sign up, right? Get all the knowledge that Kevin and I have had from, I mean, I don't even know how many hours he and I talk about this, but both of us know that this is the future and are excited to help all of you get to that future. That's going to be amazing for all of us. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on Thursday if you join the Admired Leadership session we're doing, or I will see you next Monday at the same time. Have a great week, everyone.